Well, yes, it's a reflection of what we know. Obviously, we have been following the competition. We've been listening to delegates, and surprisingly, people have been voicing out about how much they're actually receiving from politicians. And so it is not something different from what we have actually been known or what we have been actually following. I think that it is very, very sad. I think the political parties, and not only NPP, the political parties must really take some measures to actually curb that, because for people to ostensibly be on mass media and then proclaim that they are receiving some sort of inducement, although some of them do not use the word inducement, I think it's very worrying.
But if you listen to the explanation, interestingly, that it's transportation, it's food, and the guy explains, I'm in my office, I'm in my farm, you want me to leave and come, you have to facilitate that. And so that's what they get. And the legitimate, for the example that was used, you go to a naming ceremony, you are served with food. So the equivalent is, if I can't provide the food, I'll give you money to spend instead of that. That sounds, plausible, does it not?
No, it doesn't. Political, parties operate, completely differently. Just like the media, I don't expect the media to pay me for my service. Evans, you and I know that the media's service is non-commercial, and so I don't expect the media to pay me, for that service. If you actually do that, then of course you're actually jeopardizing the news, in its sanctity. And so we don't actually expect money to be paid by the journalism, the fraternity. The same way, politics is a public service. You put yourself up for a certain public service. You do not expect to be given transportation, nothing. I mean, of course, we have had politicians use the word logistics transportation and abuse it in a manner that it's even getting ridiculous. I mean, the amount of money we are hearing, quite a lot of money. And we know that they are not transportation. I actually put a blame on the EC, because the EC is supposed to be the regulator of this industry, of this sector. They need to sanitize the space. If indeed it's transportation, the EC need to set some kind of investigation. If they can't do that, or they have to actually hand it over to institutions that have the capacity to actually investigate, to really establish that indeed this is transportation, but it's not. And so it is really, really saddening, to hear people, say that. And we have to be mindful, because at some point in time, some, people with very questionable characters would take over of our political system, and we would not like it.
And